Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this wonderful Afia, on Afia Sports, this wonderful Saturday. You know, it's an Afia Saturday, so I mean, come on. We always do things that have to do with Afia on Saturday, and this is the sports segment. The Afia Home of Sports on the 27th day of the month of September, the year of our Lord 2025. Welcome to the show, guys. This is the Afia Sports Show. That's the Home of Sports, like I said. And we're running a simultaneous broadcast. That means that we are having our voices heard right now on Afia Radio, 99.3 Afia Radio, and also Afia TV. The frequencies still remain the same: channel 254 DSTV, channel 17 Go TV, and channel 748 Free TV. So the phone lines, we'll give you the phone lines intermittently as we're moving on, but the phone lines still remain the same. The phone lines remain the same. We'll mention them as they come up there, and we'll receive calls as and when due. Welcome to the show, guys. I'm still your man, CC Emechebe, also known as CC the Rabbi. And I'm not doing this alone. I will not yab him today. It's okay. No, this is not. Today is Saturday, not Thursday. I choose my yabs carefully. My yabs and my jabs are in the same WhatsApp group. But that notwithstanding, I welcome once again our co-host, Emeka Madoka, the priest of football.
Thank you for having me this morning.
Good to have you. You're ready and gearing to go, right?
Definitely.
A wonderful weekend, and of course, a wonderful week ahead. We're looking forward to great things.
Surely.
And also, let's not forget that this is the last Saturday in the month of September. And like the good book says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. I mean, come on, let's end very well so we can start the next month very well. October beckons, and we are ready for October, hopefully. Just 3 days to go. So we're going to start from the headlines, our headline news. The first headline news, of course, as usual, charity begins at home. We're talking about the home front right now in the Nigerian leagues, but not starting with the top tier of Nigerian football in the football pyramid, but the second tier, referring to the Nigerian National League, NNL. Now, the NNL have signed a sponsorship deal with Bet Power, a sponsorship deal that will increase their revenue and, make the league a bit more lucrative than it already is. So that's big news and big congratulations to the NNL board and everybody that's involved in the Nigerian National League. So Bet Power have come in there and they've considered the NNL as a potential gold mine, and we know that they will not be failed or disappointed. The next bit of news that we have in the headlines has to do with the FIFA U20 World Cup, which kicks off today. But it's a bit of sad news. Good news, yes, because Nigeria, the Flying Eagles, are involved in this tournament. But the bad news from an individual perspective is that a certain player, a defender, who plays for Ikorodu City, Oga Boys, referring to Freedom Marvelous. Well, he was not so free to participate in this tournament any further because he picked up a knee injury in training, and as a result, he has returned, as we speak, to Nigeria. His teammates remain in Chile to continue going on with the tournament that kicks off today. Like I said, Nigeria will play against I think that's, I'm trying to remember the exact country, but we'll give it up right now. Nigeria will play their first game on the 29th, which is in 2 days' time on Monday. Then the last bit of news that we have still has to do with the FIFA World Cup, but not the Under-20 World Cup, but the main FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Now, FIFA have already decided to disapprove the usage of the Toyota Stadium in Bloemfontein, South Africa. For the rest, that means for the remaining 2 games in the FIFA World Cup qualifier, South Africa are banned from using that stadium because these are not the words of the South African or FIFA rather, but my words. They are more like a potato patch because they were a very, very deplorable looking surface that contributed, let's not forget, to the injuries that 2 of our players suffered, referring to Ola Aina and Wilfred Ndidi. They picked up injuries because of the manner of the pitch. But FIFA have stepped in, a little too late anyway, but I mean, better late than never. They've stepped in to render that pitch unplayable. So that is the situation on ground right now. So we move to the main stories on ground. First of all, the NPFL. The Nigerian Premier Football League kicks off this weekend, continues rather this weekend with Matchweek 6. And we have some games to be played. Of course, there will be some other games that will not be played because of the continental engagements, referring to the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup. We'll get to that in a jiffy. The CAF Champions League have 2 teams that are involved, referring to Remo Stars, the defending champions, and Rivers United, the runners-up. They are involved in the first preliminary stage of the CAF Champions League qualifiers, while the third team and highest placed, Southeastern team, Abia Warriors, as well as the current winners and holders of the President's Federation Cup, Kwara United, are also involved in the second tier of continental football, referring to the CAF Confederations Cup. So they've all gone through their first legs, and they'll go through their second legs, with the exception of Remo Stars. We'll give you more on Remo Stars' current situation as far as the CAF Champions League rounds are concerned. But we start with the NPFL. NPFL kicks off this weekend. We have some games. We look at the fixtures. Emeka, you have to do us the honors, because there are fixtures, some very important fixtures, big ones this time around, in round of 6 in the CAF. In the NPFL. Like we said, charity begins at home. So we're going to look at some of the results. Some of the fixtures. I don't know if you have fixtures that are available right now.
Yeah, it's coming up on the screen.
It's coming up here. We have them. I have them here, but I want us to see them on the screen and list out. So, okay, let me just call out the fixtures here. You have Bendel Insurance, who will be playing host to Bayelsa United, and that's going to be today by 4 p.m. While Plateau United will be playing host to El Kanemi Warriors by the same time, 4 p.m. Like we mentioned and we inferred earlier, Abia Warriors and Remo Stars game, which is meant to be played tomorrow, has been postponed, obviously because both teams are involved in continental engagements, the CAF Champions League and CAF Confederations Cup, respectively. The Rivers United are up against Niger Tornadoes, but that game has been postponed. We'll give you the new dates. It's going to be the 1st of October and 2nd of October, respectively. Then we have Kano Pillars, same in Sugida, who are meant to be playing host to Kwara United, postponed also. Then Warri Wolves will be playing host to Shooting Stars of Ibadan by tomorrow, 4 p.m. Likewise, Wikki Tourists playing host to Enugu Rangers, a very tough game indeed. The Flying Antelopes are going to seek to get the first points on the road away at Bauchi. Then Nasarawa United will be playing host to Katsina United, same time, 4 p.m. Likewise, Kun Khalifat against Barao FC, the newbies, first new kids around the block, about to lock horns for the first time at the highest level in Nigerian football club level. Then Ikorodu City Oga Boys are going to be playing host to the most successful side in the NPFL, 9-time winners Eimba and current leaders. Then, of course, Rivers United will then play host to Niger Tornadoes on the 1st. That game has now been postponed to the 1st. 1st of October, while Abia Warriors game against Remo Stars has been postponed to the 2nd of October. So, Emeka, we're looking at some very important games. Yes, we some of us who are fans of different teams, especially the teams that are not involved in the NPFL this weekend because of the continental engagements, we might miss out that. But I'm fairly certain that the vast majority of fans of Nigerian football have a primary team and then probably a secondary team, myself inclusive. My primary team is always Rangers International, definitely. I'm a Flying Antelope. I've been a fan of Rangers for more than 40 years. But you look at other teams, I won't mention the other teams. There are one or two other teams I just have a soft spot for. But what's your take on Matchweek 6? It's not yet ski bomb time. It's still early. But tell us how far
it's still pretty early in the league to say who's going to get to what position, who's going to get to what position at this point. I mean, you can't say who's going to win the league after first 6 games. But you can say who's not going to win it. And currently, Enugu Rangers are far off pace for where they need to be. Looking at their Orientals derby side, Eimba sit first comfortably on the top of the table. Rangers are burrowing in the relegation zone, so it's not really nice, it's not really good, but it's not how you start but how you finish. The boys need to rally up, get themselves in tune with what the manager has, see how they can turn these few poor results around and get good results, get themselves higher up the table, and who knows, maybe challenge for the title this season.
Well, let's hope that that's the case with Rangers, because Rangers definitely, they are far off the pace at the moment right now as we speak in the relegation zone, 17th on the log. But like we always say, a footballing season is not a sprint but a marathon. So hopefully the stamina that they build is very important, which then leads us to this game, a must-win game, isn't it? Traveling to
definitely is a must-win against Wikki Tourists. I mean, we've seen how we've struggled so far against newly promoted teams, and again, I'm talking about Warri Wolves and Kun Khalifat. We've struggled against those newly promoted teams. So here's another one we have to face. You just have to get the job done. Go there, not minding that it's away from home. Just get the tactics right, get the players in tune with what the manager has. Fidelis has to rally up his boys and you know what, we've had a pretty shaky start to the season. We can turn it around here. Let's do the job here, get the 3 points, get ourselves out of the relegation waters, and get ourselves higher up the table as the season progresses.
Okay, fine, wonderful. So Rangers, I believe, I know very strongly that our Rangers hierarchy are listening to this. You know, Coach Fidelis Ilichuku, you're listening to this. The motivation is needed right now. The morale needs to be higher right now, and then the bar needs to be raised high. Of course, I trust the service of our dearly beloved, stakeholder here as far as sports is concerned, referring to the general manager and CEO of Rangers International, referring to none other than Barrister Amobi Ezeaku, somebody who is very upwardly mobile and believes in this Rangers side and what they're capable of doing. I mean, that's the rallying cry right now concerning Rangers. But we know that Rangers will do something great this season. So, boys, we are challenging you. Make sure that you get us the points in Bochi against Wikki Tourists. Very important that we get that. But talking about competitive games, we move straight to the CAF Champions League, because in the CAF Champions League, the qualification rounds are ongoing. We talked about the fact that the first leg took place and some of our Nigerian teams had different results. But Remo Stars are officially through to the second qualifying round, which will be next month, October, please. That was a slip. That was a Freudian slip. Next month, and that's because Oyowa was the one that scored in the 75th minute, the lone goal on the road against Limaju, beating them 5-0 on aggregate after that 4-0 mauling they handed to them in the first leg last week. So that means that Remo Stars, the defending champions of the Nigerian Premier Football League, are through to the second preliminary stage of the CAF Champions League. Now, they have two major hurdles to scale there. I'm trying to we'll verify the exact team they're playing, whether it's Mamelodi Sundowns or one of those tougher teams that they'll play to bet a spot, because that's where the cash comes in. The second leg, the group stage of the CAF Champions League. We're hoping that Rivers United will do something against the Congolese side, but they're playing at home. After a goalless draw on the road, coming at home, they have a home advantage.
Yes,
but they need to
utilize reassess, and we've got to draw, no goals there. I mean, we're coming back. We just have to do the job. It's our home turf. Show them who's the boss around here and get ourselves into the group stage. That's what they need to do. That's what Rivers United have to sit down and do.
Yeah, but they have to do
double or improve the stats of what Remo Stars have done.
Basically, well, that's easier said than done.
Yes,
but
easier said than done.
The challenge there, I think the tricky thing about Rivers United side, a very wonderful side, yes, and being managed by a legend himself, a winner of the league with aim, by referring to the Nigerian legend himself, Finidi George. So he's somebody who's been there, done that. He knows what to do. He knows how to go about things. We hope that he has the right support. Also, with the political turmoil that's been in Rivers State lately, Sim Fubara, His Excellency Sim Fubara, the executive governor of Rivers State, has been reinstated. Let me not talk about that. We're not discussing politics here, but the fact is that he has been reinstated. So, as the governor of Rivers State, so maybe he might need to look into the issues in Rivers United and then fix one or two things there, because Rivers United did not concede a goal away to the Congolese side, but they did not score a goal. And leaking goals and lacking goals, a twin recipe for disaster. But it's so serious, it's so clear that they have to win this game, because they showed us they can defend in the first leg away from home.
They need to show they
can attack. They need to show us that they can score.
I mean, they have to be wise about it. You don't just maybe play complacent games and maybe leave your back open. Yes, still stay defensive, but at the same time, take risks, take chances. You never know. You have to take risks to go for glory. You can't just sit back and hope that, you don't concede. Yeah, that's good. Try and keep the clean sheet as much as you can. But if you're going to leak goals, make sure you're scoring more goals as well.
Very important. Very, very important. It's commonly said in footballing circles and also sporting circles generally that fortune favors the brave. So, and then another one I like so much said, if you can't win a ticket, if you don't buy a ticket, you can't win a lottery. So they have
to first take the risk, be bold, be brave.
Definitely, please don't quote me verbatim. Those of you who have white paper issues to deal with, I'm not responsible for anything that happens. But you have to take a risk in order to become a millionaire. or a billionaire,
no risk, no reward.
No risk, no reward. Simple. So, guys, we will be right back after this short break. We are moving straight from the NPFL and, of course, continental engagements, and we have a lot to discuss in Europe and other parts of the world because our big leagues. Well, the NPFL is a very big league, but other big leagues outside of the Nigerian setting and also the continental setting are there up for grabs. You want to stick around and also pay attention from the radio lines and also TV because this is a simulcast. We're going to read out the numbers that you will call after this break. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. You're welcome back to the Afia Home of Sports on Afia TV and, of course, running a simulcast alongside Afia Radio. You can get us on this number 09116 993 993. I'll take that one more time, 09116 993 993. Now, because we're running a simulcast as we speak on the Afia Home of Sports, you can hear us on Afia 99.3 Afia Radio, then also Afia TV. You're watching us right now from wherever you are around the world, in the comfort of your homes or wherever it is that you might find yourself watching us right now. You are highly welcome back to the show. And we are going to talk about the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, which kicks off today in Chile, in South America. And Nigeria is drawn in Group F. And Nigeria's game is going to be, the first game is going to be against Norway on the 20 side. And that will be on Monday by 9 p.m. Now, Group F reads like this. Nigeria is going to be paired with Colombia under 20, Norway under 20, and Saudi Arabia under 20. So on paper, you could say that it's a relatively easy group. There's nothing like group of death in this, but we know about potential banana skins.
Yeah,
because the Flying Eagles have a lot of work to do and so many things to prove, but we cannot afford to underestimate any opponent.
Yeah, the work starts on Monday against Norway under 20. So yeah, all they need to do is listen to the gaffer, get the instructions right, get the stats and everything well, then go out there and play good football and get the first 3 points of the tournament. That's what they need to do on Monday.
Okay, very quickly, still just want to touch this group and then move on. Okay. By your own estimation, based on the relative strength and weakness of the different teams that are in this group, Colombia, Nigeria, in no particular order, Colombia, Nigeria, Norway, Saudi Arabia, what's your prognosis? What's your projection? Who comes out of this group and who says, so long, farewell?
No disrespect, no biases here. I do see Nigeria being the strongest team here by far. Second place should be Norway. I see Nigeria and Norway as the first and second. No disrespect to Saudi Arabia and Colombia. I feel maybe Colombia, if they could maybe cause a banana skin here, would probably finish second. So, okay.
So that means, based on what you're saying, possibly Nigeria will have a tougher game against Norway
on Monday, yes,
than the other games to come.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've listened to the words of Emeka the pessimist, but we'll just watch and see how that pans out. Really, we hope that the Flying Eagles do the job that they are meant to do. As we move straight to one of the most entertaining and exciting leagues in world football, the English Premier League, because the Premier League kicks off this weekend. We have some key fixtures beginning by 12:30, the early kickoff, where Brian Mbeumo will have a wonderful time. Nostalgia, of course, will be running through his head because Brian Mbeumo will be returning to the G Community Stadium.
The G-Tech.
I said G-Tech Community Stadium. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. The G-Tech Community Stadium, where he was introduced to English football with Brentford. So he's going there. I've teased Manchester United by saying that Manchester United have two players, Brian Mbeumo and others, so far this season. But, we have the games in the in the EPL kicking off in earnest this week. You're looking at, starting from the early kickoff, that is the Manchester United game up against Brentford. Brentford will be playing host. Man United will be hoping to overcome Brentford. But we'll have other games too, because Manchester City will be playing host to Burnley in a Manchester derby. Remember, Burnley is in Manchester, in Lancashire, that region. So they are there. It's going to be a Manchester derby at the Etihad Stadium. Then we're also going to have the two unbeaten sides. We'll talk about that in a bit. The two only unbeaten sides. It's strange, after 5 match days, it's quite strange to think that one of these sides is still unbeaten, but it is what it is. The only unbeaten sides left in the EPL are Crystal Palace and Liverpool Football Club. Oliver Glasner, kudos to you for being that kind of manager that you are. And then, of course, Aaron Slot, the defending champions. We'll talk about that in a jiffy. Then Chelsea Football Club will be playing host to Brighton and Hove Albion. And that's going to be by 3 p.m. also. Likewise, Leeds United against Bournemouth. Then Nottingham Forest against Sunderland. Ange Postecoglou is going to come up against the newly promoted side, Sunderland. And that's going to be by 5:30 p.m. Then the latest of the kickoffs will be Tottenham Hotspur playing host to Wolverhampton Wanderers. So the day begins with Thomas Frank's former club and ends with his current club. But we're also going to see Sunday games where Aston Villa will play host to Fulham by 2 p.m. and then Newcastle United up against Arsenal Football Club 4:30 p.m. That's the biggest fixture for the day based on the importance of the game. Then we have Everton up against West Ham United. Emeka, Crystal Palace and Liverpool are the only unbeaten sides. First of all, first question, would you have predicted that kind of thing after 5 match days?
I'm not surprised, actually. Stretching back into last season, Crystal Palace are 25 games going unbeaten right now, and they've been pretty solid under Oliver Glasner. I mean, he's a what manager. I mean, many don't give him his flowers. He's a top manager. I mean, he's been right there giving trouble to the very big clubs. Yeah. And I mean, watch out for Crystal Palace this season, because I mean, what he's been able to do with Crystal Palace over such a short time, winning them their first FA Cup and the Community Shield over Liverpool, and giving the people that they beat, Man City and Liverpool, that's the side you have to watch out for in the Premier League this season. I'm not saying they're going to go all the way to win the Premier League, but they would be a side that will cause upsets. I mean, you saw the upset against Chelsea on match day 1, the goalless draw. It could have easily been a win for them as well. You saw how they displaced teams like Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest and some other. So you have to just watch out for Glasner and his side. I mean, Mateta and the boys are really fine on all cylinders this season. Yes, they've lost Thursday, but that doesn't mean that they're slowing down.
No, they're not slowing down anytime soon. And I think, from the nostalgic standpoint, we'll have to look at the fact that Crystal Palace says they have home advantage against the only flawless side in the league so far. 15 points from 5 games. That's Liverpool.
Perfect record.
So,
yeah.
Perfect record. The only perfect record. Crystal Palace don't have that kind of perfect record, but they're at least unbeaten. They do not have an L in their column. Mm-hmm. But you're looking at a case, one of the drawn-out sagas. It wasn't on the same par with Isak's saga or Gyökeres saga, but one of the drawn-out sagas that fell through at the last moment was what involved McGahey, the captain of Crystal Palace, and he was meant to go to Liverpool. He didn't go through at the end of the day.
Yes.
Now, put yourself in his shoes right now. Welcoming the team that he should have been playing for. No, this time around, what do you think will be going through his mind? And then will there be any added incentive for him? Now, yes, he's a professional, but do you think there'll be any added incentive for him to show Liverpool what they are missing, at least till the next transfer window, to step up his game and then make Crystal Palace possibly upset Liverpool? What do you think? Just give me insight into the mind of a player who was not rejected, but who was disappointed at the last hour in the transfer window.
I mean, we've seen this in different seasons before, where a player was supposed to go to a club maybe in the summer transfer window at the deadline day, and maybe it didn't work out. You see that same player maybe playing against that team in coming fixtures and performing against that team.
With a point to prove, right?
With a point to prove, because I mean, that's what Gueye has to do. Gueye has to just be that strong international English man he's been. He's going to keep that wall solid as Crystal Palace have kept it all season. You just have to do the job. Liverpool or no Liverpool, whether you're going to be there at the end of the season or not, it doesn't matter. You just have to do the job against Liverpool, get your side where they need to be. You're a Crystal Palace player right now. You need to defend the honor of the Saddest Park and make sure you can do your best to prevent Crystal Palace from losing to Liverpool.
Okay, so now we're looking at next game. We'll just talk about this now. Manchester United are going to be taking that trip to, at least right now, they are currently in London, and they're getting ready to play their game by 12:30. Just a little over 1.5 hours, little under 1.5 hours from now. So they're going to be strutting their stuff there. Mbeumo, nostalgic feelings also.
Yeah, returning back to where he started it in England.
Precisely. And with a point to prove, not being a very friendly ground for Manchester United in recent years. I remember the first time they came in, that was when it was, they thrashed them 4-0, I think, yeah. Manchester United, this fixture, during Eric Ten Hag's time, it was 4-0. But yeah, Manchester United fans look away, but it's 4-0, I'm reminding you. So, but
sorry to cut you here, but the simple truth is that Brentford have been stronger against Manchester United in recent seasons. But this is a good Manchester United side that is rebuilding. It's a good Manchester United side that has been able to cause some few upsets. I mean, you saw it in the last match week against Chelsea. So all they need to do is double what they did against Chelsea. Hope they don't concede much and
not concede much against a team that scores. They conceded 2 against Chelsea. Manchester United, on the other hand, let's just leave it at that. The point is, there's something else. Manchester United, I think Man United are going through some sort of crisis at the moment. 11th on the log, yes, it's not the end of the world. Brentford are 17th on the log, but Man United have not been impressive at all this season. 2 wins they've picked in all competitions. Those 2 wins were not even that impressive. The win against Burnley, yes, they won Burnley 3-2, very, very controversial game. Then against Chelsea, some would say, critics would say that they had a helping hand with Sanchez. The helping hand literally
red cards and all that,
yes. A red card. So, but the other thing is that Man United against a very tough Brentford, they need to be on their toes. There's a player who is really dropping in confidence because 007 status beckons. He's looking at him, referring to Benjamin Šeško. So far, he has played 5 games in the Premier League for Man United. Five games in the Premier League, 1 game in the League Cup against Grimsby.
Oh, the nightmare of Grimsby.
The nightmare of Grimsby. So that's 6 games, no goal scored. No concession, not even an offside goal. Now, this game against, I almost called it a European game, and I remember that they're not in Europe. Now, this game at the G-Tech Community Stadium is going to be Benjamin Šeško's 7th game, 007 or not, after 90 minutes.
007. I don't see Benjamin Šeško breaking that 007 because he's not really giving me much to back him up this season. He's not really shown the quality that they believe he had bringing him into the club. Maybe in the 8th game he could maybe spike an assist, but I still see him maintaining that 007 record.
Okay. Anyway,
not Brentford. He's not going to get it against Brentford.
All right. So just give me some predictions. Let's see the predictions that we can get from the games right now. I'll just call games. You give me predictions.
All right.
Brentford, Man United.
On a solid performance from Manchester United, they should win 2-1 because this is a struggling Brentford side at this moment. They're not too bad, but they're not great at the same time. So a 2-1, but not same score on the score list.
Mbeumo to score.
Mbeumo to score.
Okay. Muted celebration.
Neutral celebration.
No, muted celebration.
No loud screens.
Yeah, muted now.
Just,
muted. Okay, fine. Man City, Burnley.
Man City should do the job convincingly 4-0.
4-0, okay. Crystal Palace, Liverpool.
2-2 draw.
So the first points Liverpool will drop this season.
Yes.
And that's due to the brilliance of Glasner, probably. All right. Chelsea, Brighton.
If this is a solid Chelsea side, they should win 3-1.
3-1. Okay. Leeds United, Bournemouth.
That is a tricky game, but I will give it to Bournemouth 2-1.
And away win for Bournemouth at Elland Road. Okay. Then Nottingham Forest, Sunderland.
The Black Cats have been really, really impressive this season. I will give it to them. No disrespect to Nottingham Forest, but I don't think Andy is going to start life at Nottingham Forest too easily. So I'll give this to the Black Cats of Sunderland.
Okay. Then Tottenham Hotspur, Wolves, another Angie side, former Angie side.
Well, Tottenham can be Spursy sometimes, and that's a problem. But if they play well, if Thomas Frank's setup is good and the boys play to a T, they should beat Wolves. No disrespect to Wolves. They've been trying so far, but they've not just been getting the results.
Okay. And Everton, West Ham United.
Straight convinced win for Everton. I'm sorry to the Hammers. They've just been disappointing this season. Graham Potter, I do not know what's going on.
So you're telling me that this is a case of David Moyes, the Moyes inflicting damage against his former club.
Exactly.
And then effectively sealing the fate of Graham Potter.
Possibly.
Okay. And then the biggest match of the weekend, Newcastle United up against Arsenal Football Club at St. James's Park.
Draw. I don't want to hang on defense here. It's too tight to call. I'm not discrediting Newcastle. I'm not discrediting Arsenal. The Magpies are strong. They are good. They are firing on all cylinders. But the Gunners too are also incredible. I think this might just be a 1-0 draw.
Okay. So that's those are the predictions of Emeka. I will neither confirm nor deny the authenticity of those predictions, but no, that's probably not really my job right now. But you can actually connect with us. Remember, this is a simulcast on Afia TV and Afia Radio, 99.3 Afia Radio. You can hear us wherever you are around the world, and also on Afia TV channels remain the same: 254 DSTV, 17 Go TV, 748 Free TV, and then the number that you can call us with from Afia Radio is 09116 993 993. I'll take that one more time. 09116 993 993. So
just before we continue, can I add this? Yeah, if, and this is a big if, just going back to the Chelsea Brighton game, because I just remembered something. It's also a return for João Pedro against. It's going to be an emotional game there. João Pedro facing off against Brighton, and maybe we could see maybe the yesterday birthday boy maybe gets in a goal to commemorate his birthday. So I don't know, maybe
another meter celebration.
Another meter celebration, definitely.
It's like we have too many meter celebrations this season. I'm not. This is too far. We can't even talk about that right now until the time comes. But who knows whether Liverpool is going to experience a muted celebration from Isak at Anfield when he scores. That's if he's fit. He's likely to score against Newcastle. But I mean, when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it, I guess.
Definitely.
Okay, so we'll be right back after this short break, and we'll tidy up the show. But remember, please keep your calls coming in. You want to contribute, you want to be part of the show. This is a simulcast, a simultaneous broadcast on Afia TV, channel 254 DSTV, channel 17 Go TV, and channel 748 Free TV, and on 99.3 Afia Radio. You can hear us right now if you're connected, and then you can call us on 09116 993 993. That's 09116 993 993. We'll be right back after this short message. Stay tuned. You're welcome back to the Afia Sports Show, Afia Home of Sports on Afia TV, channel 254 DSTV, channel 17 Go TV, and channel 748 Free TV. And also you can hear us on radio because this is a simulcast, a simultaneous broadcast on 99.3 Afia Radio. The call line rather is 09116 993 993. That's 09116 993 993. And we have other bits of news. We just left the Premier League, but we also have some important news from the Premier League. That's good news, and the team involved, the club involved, deserve all the plaudits for this. That's humanitarian, and that is very, very sensitive of them. Referring to Liverpool Football Club, the defending champions of the English Premier League, they have graciously decided to give the remainder of the benefits and remunerations of the contract of their late number 20, the Portuguese international and centre forward Diogo Jota, who died in a tragic motor accident with his brother Andrew Silva just some months ago. Now, his contract was running for 2 more years, and his salary was £140,000 a week, which means that in about 100 weeks, he's meant to earn £14 million. So the Liverpool Football Club have decided to give the family, his widow and his children, the £14 million, which was what was left, what's remaining on his contract. So kind, so virtuous of them, so gracious of them to do this.
These are the types of things that makes us human in any sport, not just football. But I mean, yes, we lost him tragically to that accident with his brother, and the club deciding to take care of the family in more ways, and we've seen other stories of what has been done for the family, and the club decided to give out the remainder of his salary to the family. That's just wonderful to see.
It was great indeed, and I think we commend the Liverpool Football Club for what they've done. This is very, very generous. You cannot, if you have a heart in your chest and not a SIM card, you definitely will be one who will give them all the plaudits for doing that, because they didn't have to do it. they didn't have to do it, but they did it anyway. So congratulations to Liverpool for doing that. And no, our heart goes out to the family, the wife, that's the widow, and the children of Diogo Jota and all his family, loved ones, and friends. Now, we have some other games that will give you results very, very quickly, or rather, fixtures. From the Spanish La Liga, we have Girona, who played against Espanyol, a goalless draw yesterday, and Getafe playing against Levante today by 3 p.m. Then we're going to have the Madrid derby, first Madrid derby of the season by 3:15 p.m., where Atletico de Madrid will play host to Real Madrid at this Wanda Metropolitano Stadium. Then Mallorca will be playing host to Alaves by 5:30 p.m. Villarreal will be playing host to Athletic Bilbao by 8 p.m. Then tomorrow being Sunday, we'll have Rayo Vallecano welcoming Sevilla to Madrid. Then Elche will be playing host to Celta Vigo. Then the late kickoff, one of the late kickoffs on Sunday by 5:30 p.m. Barcelona will be playing host to Real Sociedad in Catalonia. Then Real Betis will be playing host to Osasuna by 8 p.m. And then on Monday, we're going to have Valencia against Real Oviedo. Those are the games in the Spanish La Liga. We'll just take maybe one more league and then give you the last bit of news that we have for the rest of today. Let's look at the Italian Serie A. That's very, very interesting because, no, I'm going to be a bit biased here because we still have the reigning African player of the year in Serie A, so we have to give him that credit, even though we don't have much time. We're going to have games today by 2 p.m. Como will be playing against Cremonese, and then Juventus by 5 p.m. will be playing host to Atalanta. So Ademola Lookman will see whether he's going to have a role to play in this game after coming back from the wilderness of the transfer brouhaha. Mm-hmm. Then we'll have Cagliari playing host to Internazionale, Inter Milan, Nerazzurri. That will be by 7:45 p.m. Then Sassuolo on Sunday will be playing host to Udinese, and Roma will be playing host to Verona. Then Pisa will be playing host to Fiorentina. Let's see if the Leaning Tower of Pisa will save them from Fiorentina at Viola. Then Lecce will be playing host to Bologna, while Milan, AC Milan, the Rossoneri, will be playing host to the defending champions Napoli. And then we'll have Parma playing host to Torino and Genoa playing host to Lazio, SS Lazio. Now, those are the games in the Italian Serie A. We don't have time, but we just want to end right now with this news. There is somebody who was one of the legends of the game who virtually owned his position in world football, referring to a legend himself, a Barcelona legend, and then, of course, currently an Inter Miami legend, playing alongside Lionel Messi and then Jordi Alba and Luis Suarez, referring to none other than Sergio Busquets, the man who redefined the defensive midfield position in football. Of course, the one who invented the water carrier role was the man called Didier Deschamps, but he took it to another level, and he's been a mainstay. In 20 years, he has shown what he's capable of. But at the age of 37, he's decided at the end of the MLS season, he hangs up his boot. Sergio Busquets, the man who was born in Sarabel, Spain, in Catalonia, son of a player also, Busquets, Senior Busquets, who also won the Champions League with Barcelona in his playing days. Then you had him play for SS Barcelona in his senior team, and then he played for that was actually 16 solid years for Barcelona Football Club, and then Inter Miami has been there for 2 years. And this is a man who had 143 caps for Spain, for the Spanish national side, with 2 goals, and he won a litany of trophies. So many trophies with Barcelona, so many with Spain, and of course, this is one of the best players of his generation. Sergio Busquets, a worthy career indeed.
Legend is another statement of what to call this man, because this is a World Cup winner, this is a Champions League winner, this is a serial winner of everywhere he's been. 16 solid years at Barcelona, never a time was his gameplay ever in doubt. He was a solid rock. The man couldn't do no fault in football.
Indeed. He won trebles. I think he won 2 trebles, actually, Barcelona. Yes. He won the treble under Pep Guardiola in 2009, the Spanish La Liga, Copa del Rey, and UEFA Champions League. They repeated the feat under Luis Enrique in 2015. That was, so many things you have to consider that this guy did. But Sergio Busquets, we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Maybe, just maybe, he might get back into football because, I mean, one of his former teammates in Iniesta retired, but he's not involved in football. But some people have the football bug. They get recycled in football.
He could be a coach.
Let's see whether he'll be a coach, an administrator, or a pundit. Let's just watch and see. But we know that Sergio Busquets lived football for more than 2 decades, and we also want to see him continue, of course, if he has that feeling. It's been nice, wonderful knowing that players like this have come around.
The golden age is slowly fading away. I mean, it's sad, but all eras have to come to an end. These legends have to go rest. They've given their all. They've given us the stage. It's been beautiful watching them.
Okay, so I think we'll take that cue from where he said all eras have to come to an end. And the same way, so all programs, wonderful, lovely programs like the Afia Home of Sports have to come to an end sometime, and that time is now. Thank you very much, Emeka Maduka, for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
The priest of football, indeed. His priesthood was still suspect, but we managed to get something out of it today. And thank you very much, everyone who's been involved. Our floor managers, thank you very much. Our production team, the MCR, PCR, everybody who contributed to making this a successful show. We thank you. We couldn't do this without you. We can't do this without you. And we recognize the power of collaboration. And to our teaming fans out there of Afia TV, especially the sports segment, we know that you're going to do this again with us, because we're going to launch into a wonderful week. Monday by 5 p.m. You do not want to miss the Afia Sports Review Square, because we will be discussing sports there and everything that's been happening over the past weekend. Till then, thank you very much, Emeka, one more time.
Thank you for having me.
And then, of course, ouch, yes, I just called it like a goalkeeper. Definitely sports. We all have sports in genes. So remember Dodo Mayana and every other goalkeeper you can imagine. Part of my excitement, that's who I am. I am CC the Rabbi, signing out. Have a blessed weekend ahead.